Hi there, Doug Dobson, HKI USA, and here today to talk about the new TURY FAST MAX. This is the newest upgrade and hopefully for a while the final version of the TURY FAST throttle mapping module that we have. The best way to experience this is in a vehicle. We've got dealers around the country that have a great test drive kit. You can go in, they'll have a module that works perfectly for your car because we use a universal module with a bunch of different harnesses, but they have a test drive kit, so they've got everything you need. We can't do that on the show floor here, so what we're going to do is show you as best we can what it does. So I've taken a pedal out of the poor Volkswagen Touareg sitting in my driveway, unable to drive, and I've hooked that up to a 5-volt power supply, which is how all the gas pedals on the market are run in our vehicles now. And so I've got 5 volts and ground there. We've tapped into the 2 wires that come out of the pedal and put them into a little oscilloscope here that's running on this TV. And then I've got the same wires out of the module to show what they do. So as I push on the gas pedal, you'll see an increased voltage on these wires, and they reach up to the top of the pedal stroke, or the bottom of the pedal stroke, the top of the display. This is full output. This is driving at the highest speeds you can down the road, and back off right down to neutral. So right now we're in off mode. You touch that button and it's factory performance 100% as it was. The control we have with this device, though, we can get into city mode, and each of our 4 modes will have 9 different levels of that particular fuel map. So the city mode is a little more aggressive early in the stroke of the pedal. You'll see it starts to jump up quickly there, but then they track relatively evenly throughout the rest of the stroke. We get into touring, and as you can see, it continues further apart, but early in the mid-range, and then comes closer to tracking towards the end. Sport is a little more aggressive later on, and we get into fast at fast 9, and it just, you touch that pedal, I'm at maybe half of the pedal right there, and it's almost wide open. So again, with it all the way down, we're still at the same point. This doesn't cause anything to happen to your car that it wouldn't like. It's not going to void any warranties. What it does is it makes the computer think that you're pushing on the pedal differently than you are. Gives you more confidence as you're driving because you have a better feel. That dead area of your pedal is no longer there. So while we do that, it's like we're manipulating the signal. Why don't we do other things with it? Things that other people aren't doing. So we added a eco mode. If you watch eco mode, as I push on the pedal, the output, the green and the yellow, is our modified output. We're a little less aggressive than the factory signal. Now towards the top of the stroke, of course, we're right back to matching what it does. That's effective. What if we have a teen driver that you're not so sure about how they're driving? Well, you want to control what they do. We can put it into park mode, valet mode, and as you watch, push on the pedal, our output is stopped at 50% of what we're actually sending out of the gas pedal. And by dialing this down, you can take it all the way down to 15% of the output. So the initial part will match, and then it just stops at that point. So your Hellcat is safe with the 16-year-old kid at the restaurant. Well, if we can do that, what if we did something even cooler than that? And we held the lock button down, and we made your pedal completely dead. Now, nobody can drive away with your car. And we can set it to do different things. We can unlock it using only the app. We can set it even to unlock or to lock the pedal every time the ignition is cycled, and it won't unlock until it sees a phone that's been paired to the unit already, which is why a security code is a pretty important thing, so that nobody can just duplicate it and drive away. We have some other cool features in here. Well, I have to take it out of lock pedal first. Something we've added for a lot of different reasons. We have the ability to control the output of the pedal. So I can go into high idle mode, choose where I want the engine to idle. We get about 4,000 RPM, and I let off the gas pedal, and it will stay right there. So whatever you set it at. So if you're an SPL competitor, it'll stay at that same point. You'll have all the output from your alternators. If you're a Jeep freak like myself and you need to do a lot of winching or welding, where you need maximum output from your alternator, you can do that now. Hit the gas pedal and it goes right back to normal performance. Some things we have added to the unit for the Fast Max is some extra inputs. We have the ability to hook up a reverse wire so that the increased performance does not happen when you're in reverse. Not a big factor for most, but as you saw, the Fast 9 level is incredibly aggressive. Another thing that we have is the ability to hook to a GPS tracking device or telematics unit. And if you can send an output from that unit, you can, we'll just go here, somebody's driving your car down the highway and you realize that they've got your car, you can send a signal through your unit and it'll put you into the valet mode. Now I can put my foot to the floor and it's stopping at that 50% output where we started in valet mode. Every 10 to 15 seconds, it will drop in output from 50% to 40% of pedal down to 30% and all the way down. And you can have that end at either 10 or 0 output, 10% or 0 output. And the reason for the 10% is in Canada, for instance, you can't have a vehicle on the road in motion and cut the pedal out completely. So this is to make us compliant with laws across the country and the world. So you watch this is continually going down and reducing that output. And all you have to do to make it go back to normal is take that signal away and you're right back to normal performance. Find out more at hki-usa.com.